Hey friends, I'm Chris Schufel with Chris in the Classroom, and today we're looking at one of the biggest secrets to happiness. One of the greatest things that a person can learn how to do is forgive. And forgiveness isn't necessarily a religious thing. Anyone can forgive at any time. But I think there's a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to forgiveness that we need to clear up. Because how can you properly do something if you don't know exactly what you're doing or why you're doing it? Forgiveness means letting go of the anger, hate, and resentment that you feel towards someone who did something wrong or maybe offended you. It's important to understand that forgiveness isn't for anyone's benefit except yours. It has everything to do with you and your heart. And when you hold yourself back from forgiving someone, you're holding on to the anger and pain that they may have caused. You hold a grudge. And holding on to those negative emotions will hurt you far more than it'll hurt somebody else. I've heard it said that holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. It takes the power away from you and it gives it right back to them. It's not worth it. When you forgive someone, you're free to live in the present again because you're not dwelling on what happened in the past. Nobody wants to keep reliving pain. It keeps you from seeing the good in everything and everyone else that's around you today. When you can forgive someone for an offense, it's for your own good. It builds your resilience. It brings you back to mental and emotional stability. It clears your mind and it gets rid of that brain fog that allows you to focus on life again. And not only is it good for you mentally and emotionally, but it's also good for you physically. It's a proven fact that when your mind and your emotions are in good states, your body will be too. Negative feelings have negative effects on your energy, your sleep, and your immune system. So, here's a few misconceptions about forgiveness. Number one, a lot of people think that forgiving someone means that you condone what they did. Not true. You can forgive someone even if you don't agree with their actions. Even if the other person apologizes, you don't have to say it's okay if it's really not. The phrase I forgive you doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means that you are letting go of your anger towards them.
Let it go, let it go.
Number two, some people think that there has to be an apology in order to have forgiveness. But that's not always true either. You can choose to forgive someone whether they apologize or not. Remember, this is you letting go of your negative feelings.
Let it go, let it go.
And number three, forgiveness doesn't mean forget. Sometimes you may forget, but not always. It's okay if you remember what hurt you. Sometimes that's how we learn valuable lessons. But forgiveness will keep those memories from doing harm or straining a relationship. So it's up to you. You can stay bitter or you can get better. But here's some tips on how to get better. First, take your time. Now, this serves two purposes. It gives you a chance to work through and process your feelings, and it also gives time for the dust to settle from the impact of the situation. Just don't wait too long. Remember, you don't want to hang on to those negative feelings for too long. Second, have a calm conversation with the person you're angry with. It may also help to have a third person, like an adult there, just to kind of help keep things cool. Calmly talk about the situation and why it caused a problem. Many times you'll figure out that there's actually another side to the story which might shed some light on exactly why things happened the way they did. Remember, you're dealing with another person who has a heart just like you. Next, take away whatever lessons you can from the situation. There's always something to be learned. Sometimes you learn that maybe you shouldn't do something in the future, or you should do something in the future. Sometimes you may learn something about the other person that you didn't know before. Sometimes you learn that you need to protect your heart more or open your heart more. Regardless, there's always a learning experience in every situation. And finally, live by the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated, no matter how they treat you first. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. So let go of the anger and the hatred that you may have for somebody else and treat them how you want to be treated. It's crazy how it works, but it will actually make them want to treat you better. Well, that's it, friends. Thanks for watching, and until next time, class is dismissed. Well, friends,